of each of us. We have that light, we see it in each other, and that's critical in moments like this where we're dealing with such darkness, that we let that light propel our fight, because this is a time to fight. This is a
Hello and welcome to my show, A History of Couches. I'm your host, JD Vance, and we've got a special episode for you today. Some artifacts shape nations, others shape desires, few shape both. The Chesterfield couch is one of them. Commissioned by Lord Philip Stanhope, the 4th Earl of Chesterfield, this sofa was designed for posture, elegance, and control. Deep button tufting, rolled arms, a back and sides of equal height. A design that did not merely support the body, but contained it. Once reserved for aristocrats, the Chesterfield spread into libraries, parlors, and now living rooms worldwide. But its allure has never diminished. There are rumors that I once had an encounter with a Chesterfield. People exaggerate, twist the truth. But when you sit on one, you understand where such stories come from. The Chesterfield isn't just furniture, it's an experience, and some of us know that a little too well. Thank you for watching A History of Couches.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. I was a psych investigator. So the protection, I like to ask for protection. A beautiful ray of light coming on top of my head. As I breathe in, I fill my lungs. As I breathe out, I create a circle. I create a circle, I step into it, I step into it. I feel protected, I feel connected. I like to ask that information come only from the highest sources, and that it create the good and only the good, and so it is. All right, so let's get started. So guys, as always, there's so much going on. I talked to Corina today. Corina is doing, I know you sometimes ask. She's doing well. It's just that adjusting to the energies has been complex, right? And I felt the energies very much, especially in the morning, mid-afternoon. It got better, maybe because I spoke to Corina. I don't know. But we saw the meeting. Many of you asked about the meeting, right? And so let's talk about it. I just wanted to share also what Corina and I picked up. Corina, I asked her about it, of course. It's interesting because Corina did not know that the meeting was today. So that was good, because when we talked, I was walking, actually. I had my wired headphone, and I was telling her she didn't realize, because good for her. She's been recovering and she's doing good, but energy-wise and so, I really, not that of course I was stressed out, but I like it when it's like she didn't know the details, Sometimes it's a really interesting one when that happens. So we talked about, as we were, we talked about the frustration of this push and pull of knowing that things are going to change, but when you look at what's in the world as it is transmitted through the internet, it is terrible, right? When we think about it. Sorry. Sorry. That was a big sneeze. My nose is red even. But anyway, going back here to the topic. And I was walking in the street. It was a beautiful day. When you're out and then you're in the world, you're outside of it, it feels so much better. But anything related to the internet, even just looking at news, it feels so contaminated. You really feel the harm of this. And I've been doing meditations, and Spirit said to give us the thing that we need. We think the world, because a lot of the stress comes from thinking that we don't have what we need, or how come this is happening or that is happening, right? Instead, we visualize the thing that we want, even in this case, especially. Not visualize, not the word, but feel it as if we're there, and also feel that there's so much more to life than this. It's just very frustrating because, again, many of us, myself included, we feel kind of stuck because there's not that, many things we can't do because of this, right? But having said that, let's go to the actual. So I put the makeup a while back. Now it's a little sweaty. And it's funny, I know people say, well, you don't have makeup. I have a lot of makeup on. I just don't look like I do. It's interesting. Okay, let's go. I did the protection. Now, I just wanted to tell you also this thing that Karina picked up. I had also said, I said, I think it was yesterday, that it would be kind of like what the meeting was with that nephew person I talked to you about, my family, about the whole parents thing a while back, right? That there's something shady over text and over telephone, but when you meet them in person, that's when you really form an opinion. And that's what it felt like to me, and Corina confirmed it also. But this is a humorous way to start. So you know what I did? Because somebody left a comment saying, Rosie, I would love it if you could say what they are thinking, or look, or kind of just what was going through their minds. So I went, there was a photo. There was one photo I found. And I zoomed in, so I found many people's. So let's talk about it. Okay, let's get started. Oh, okay, so so that was okay. I didn't have to, okay, you can see them. I have the tool over there. So let me go through several people. I think that would be really funny and interesting to look, actually. Okay, so here we have. So I circled them and then I zoomed, or I zoomed and I circled. So that was, find it interesting. Let's go back here. So what? Oh. What? Okay, the expressions are kind of funny. And this sounds like, I like this one because, like, damn motherfucker, just you wait. I'm gonna get you. Sounds like, this is what I learned at I'm remembering those days in West Point. What the hell were we taught to do when we caught the spy? So anyway, so I'm just sharing this, but I'm gonna go one by one because I think that would be interesting. I find it interesting information. Interesting information. Okay, let's go. So that's what is the gentleman here. What is he thinking? What you're thinking? Huh? What is he thinking? So let's go. Take off the glasses. Okay, so what is he thinking? Lord Jesus. I'm saying that with his accent, like Lord Jesus. I think he's reading some Bible passages for himself. And he's remembering some sermons that he's attended and the verses they spoke of, because this man is a devil. Okay, this one. I feel like also this one, just the whole awkwardness of the situation, because usually he's thinking in the military, when you get called into a meeting with your superiors, they are your superiors by rank and they have earned that position. This man has not. So it's something new. And it's interesting. I also feel like he's thinking of the prisoners of war and prisoner of war training, because that's what it feels like. Guys, I'm remembering a scene. This is sad, okay? I watched a documentary about Saddam Hussein, and it was awful when he did a coup in Iraq. And when he did a coup, he was in the military and everything, and I think he was elected president, but he did a coup, and he read all the names of the people that he had like listening devices or something like that. So there was one of them he had tortured. Like, this is how evil the whole thing was. And it was actually the local House of Representatives. And he brought in the guy who was tortured into confessing who was planning against him, something like that. But it was just a horrible thing, because then he killed and tortured all the other people whose names he went on to call. So this is the scene. It reminded me, because the footage I saw was black and white. But it was like that. This dictator is standing in front of people, but it wasn't the military of Iraq, but it was like this. And so that's what I think this guy's thinking. The military is more like harsh. So they go right to the harsh situations. They're just like, okay, so we were taught this and that. So in this, mm, I think they honestly are all looking back at what they were taught in the whole, like if they were ever captured, honestly, I think. But at the same time, that's right. They're like, okay, I think they know exactly what's going on. That we have this man who made a deal with the enemy. And now he's telling us to come attack because the whole point we saw the speech of Trump here. So this is Trump. I'm not gonna play this for you guys because I don't know to pollute you further, like right with the whole it looks like a war zone. Unless they're playing false tapes, it looks like World War II. The place is burning down. You must be kidding. This place is nightmare. It's one of the worst. It's brutal. Portland looks nothing like the description. That's true. But his obsession, like he's not thinking of attacking Russia, right? The true culprit or any other true massive criminal or whatever. It's like attacking cities and taking over the country, right? So, and I see that the military is totally not impressed at all, first of all. And I do. So the question, let's go back here to just this one, for example. Just looking at all because it's a large, there's a lot of people there. So one thing that Karina talked about, actually, stop sharing, that Karina talked about was that this was the beginning, kind of like I was saying before, that when I met the nephew of my stepdad in person, then you get really like, whoa, it's for real. It's not like you're confronted with them, and that's when I was moved myself to act, to do something, to reach out to attorneys and such, because I felt it in person, right? And that's when they themselves they know it's on. And I don't think it's beyond the seed. It's like, now there's the plan of action. They have to, and them coming together. And I saw this image, in my mind here, of them, having beverages or whatever, like a coffee or whatever, water or something. And they're like, kind of, when you look at someone, you're like, you're right. Okay. So they know. And I feel like it's the beginning of the end in that way. Okay. And again, guys, what's depressing about living through this is turning on the TV and seeing all the TV. No, actually, I don't have. Well, I have a TV, but I don't really use it. I use it for streaming, putting the YouTube on. But I haven't used it really actually. And okay, what I mean to say, right, is like whenever we look at anything that's seeing this and it's spectacle and what he's trying to do to the country, destroying the country, and it's exactly, imagine that all the bad people are loving it. Oh yeah, he's going to destroy his own country. We don't have to attack it. He's going to do it himself, right? So this is the situation, and I see the military being 100% aware of what's going on because it's never been their role to attack the country. For what? Everybody knows. So what? So at what stage are we on here? What stage are we on? Saying another thing that I was saying was just bringing this up when I was talking to Karina. It's just this feeling of like we have to kind of be careful almost to not get enthusiastic or stuck in one date or one thing. It feels like it will happen, but it's a matter of time, I guess. Because for us women, as I said before, we would have done something, right? Because our lives are in danger. Like we're so much more vulnerable in a lot of ways. And that's why we have to act early and not wait for things because we are the ones who pay the price, right? They come after us. So so that's the issue, right? Here. But I just don't see them doing the thing he wants. And okay, let's go back to more. There's a lot more that I want to share with you from there. Okay, so No. Okay. And so they're talking about, guys, I don't even want to show you the thing because it's just very upsetting. Hundreds of generals try to keep a straight face. That's what it felt like, right? Exactly. Oh, look at them. Uh, what the hell? Um, right. Only recent decades that politicians somehow come to believe that our job is to police the far reaches of Kenya and Somalia, while America is under invasion from within. But this is the thing, and I think, guys, it's like they know that they are the ones doing it. They have their Russian agents or whatever, and they want to attack us. Um, right? It's like, and I feel like it's that they're trying to really make, like I said before, and people who have experience in dictatorship is like, it's all about arresting the person, like you're a citizen, and torturing them, whatever. I think to that level that they would have to be in order to be like Chile, Brazil, or whatever in the military dictatorships. I just don't see it happening. I don't, because also the other irony, guys, is that this is crazy because when the military, for example, in Brazil, right, there was a military takeover. The military had privileges, right? They were well much better paid than other people. And Trump is harming the military. He's so short. Like, if let's say theoretically that you needed the military, right? Like, okay, I'm going to do something like what Trump is doing. You would think you would increase their health insurance. You would increase the pay. You would double the pay, triple, whatever. But he only cuts the VA and harms them and makes life. And this is the thing. Trump is all about disrespecting the veterans. He's about disrespecting the troops. That's what he does every damn day. He disrespects the service of veterans. And he mocked a prisoner. He mocked John McCain, like a man who spent 10 years in a harsh, horrific prison of war camp. Not camp, prison. The Hanoi Hilton. No, I'm because I guys, I have this obsession with more and all this stuff, but it's harsh, hardcore stuff. And it was like 10 years, something like that. They were there, tortured almost every day. And he's mocking them. This is the man. This is the man that thinks that they're going to do something for him. No, 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 no. And I see McCain, yeah, that's right, Rosie. And I see all these veterans on the other side, but like they're like, yeah, that's right. He mocks them. So does it make sense? It's sort of like again, if you want to use the military to do at least something on your behalf, the first thing you do is to respect them, is to improve their lives. But that's not happening. It's the exact opposite. And the other thing I'm getting, guys, is that the military has always been very diverse. Even it was one of, and I get goosebumps, the first institutions to integrate, right? So it's like you cannot, this is the essence of it. And this is why he disrespects the military ultimately, because at the end he's basically like a white supremacist of some sort. But he's saying no, Rosie, it's not because of that. It's because he's a sociopath, pathological liar, traitor. This makes sense. It's saying that he disrespects everybody, including his own voters. So that's why I don't see the military doing this at all. And we know that things were different. They changed after the 60s. But that's the bottom line. They know he's out there to harm them. And that's what he doesn't get. It's saying Trump only gets things through threats. He threatens people. And so you understand, it's like that's what's happening. He's not gonna get no. And we know, guys, this is the thing. What they're doing is an overt attempt to destroy this country, truly. And I don't think they're gonna succeed. Okay, so that's what I'm getting. So, wow, yeah. And those guys, my God. So is it, I'm just gonna ask in a different way. Is Trump going to succeed in having the military work for him? No, no. And I see guys, oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you this. So today, when I was doing my meditations, it's funny, I don't do it very often, but I find that it's very helpful. With my, I put on the brainwave sounds, and I had crystals in my hands. And I got the message saying they were watching him. And then it said CENTCOM, something like that. And then I looked up, there is something called CENTCOM. It's the Central Command of the Military. And they are monitoring the Russia stuff like that and all kinds of other intrusions. And so they know that they have to defend the country and they are aware of what is happening. And they were trying to say Trump may not know that, but there are plans in case something like this is that could happen. And that's right. And I do see that Biden told them about it, and they knew about it, but they had a contingency in plan should something like this happen. And I think they think it's very close. So I feel like Spirit is saying it is hard, but we have to see those people for who they are. They have to show it to the country so that when at their time they're taken or whatever happens, I don't know exactly. It's clear. It will be clear. Okay, so that's it for today, for this part. There's more. There are more information, different events, of course, different events. Of course, right? Now, okay, so there's another. So by the way, I know some of you, I had said a thing about the Kamala video. I'm gonna put it I'm here for sure. Now the shutdown. So Trump accomplished, right? This was earlier, shut down near certain after Senate gain again rejects funding bill. So it's 11:45 p.m. Eastern time on September 30th. Okay. And here's Russ Watt, the guy from Project 2025, ordered all federal agencies to implement their shutdown protocols effective 8:15 p.m. Eastern time. And so the other government shutdown we had was also during the Trump administration. So what is happening now? What to expect? He wants to. That's right. They want to really handicap the government. You know what I see? What's really interesting, that something about some things, I feel like it tells me, but they are the ones who are going to be handicapped. I think there's a possibility that they will. I know I don't, guys. I don't want to give you. It's not that I don't want to give you hope, but I'm just telling you what I see. That I see that they're there, ha ha ha, and then they relax because of this. And I'm telling you something. I feel like it's going from bad to worse, and that's why they have to keep threatening people again. We know that they did not win fairly, and that's part of it. By the way, this reminds me. Remember the guy from Polly Markets? He was saying something on Twitter, and I said, "Shane, what do you know about the voting tabulator data? I heard NATO had something on you. Is that true?" I love trolling people like that. I heard NATO knows something. Is that true? I just, guys, I think, okay, let me close my eyes here, because what I was telling you before about the stuff I was looking into, the financial stuff related to a specific company that branches out to all these other things. As weird as it may sound, their goal is to destroy us, literally, is to take down the financial system. And it's all connected, right? It's like, I think they want to handicap is the word. They want to handicap the government. Then they want to take down the financial system and replace it with some kind of cryptocurrency or multiple cryptocurrencies. And that's it. So does it make sense? It's all connected. And that's why I think we have this froth, because there's so much speculation, especially in the credit markets. The credit markets, meaning bonds, especially corporate securities and such, right? And there's derivatives. That's what I was saying before, financial instruments. So now, as it goes forward, it's funny, I see these images of boots, and they're like, try to go, and then they look really small. There's big men with boots, and it's the military boots. They put their feet, and they all What just happened? Huh? 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 But it's saying they will be taken down. That's what I get. Because they really want to, like, and guys, think about it every time, even when Bush was president, the times when, or during all the financial crisis that we had, of course, it happened during Republican administrations, but also um, they had to do something, right? They wouldn't let it, they would avoid the very thing they're trying to create. So this whole new sophisticated level of evil that we are dealing with. And and there's that. Okay, so that's the difference. I don't think they will get away with it. I don't. I just don't. That's me. Um, Again, it's hard because we this moment until things change, we really have to. Like went for a walk. It really helped me out a lot. And just being outside, trying to do normal activities, and limit your time on the internet because it's hard. It's hard. It's hard. So okay, so there's more. There's something else I want to talk about that is about no, this woman. Now, if you may or may not know this woman, Alyssa Monaco, she was the number 2 person on the Department of Justice. Alyssa Monaco. She was, I think, number 2 really when Merrick Garland was in power. Again, guys, I don't want to like. I'm sure them. I don't know. I don't. There. Okay. No, there's no excuse. They could have done something, didn't, right? So now Trump is going after. Is asking Microsoft to fire her. Okay. And that's egregious for many reasons. One is because Microsoft is a huge company. Why would they do what he wants? And this woman prosecuted him, and she was behind a lot of the investigations. I think pointing Jack Smith. She's involved in a lot of things. So it's really like just saying no. I don't know, guys. I would never understand what it's like to be a man like that because it's like they are such cowards, right? But and that's the situation we're in. So K Street, I didn't read the whole article. I didn't care. K Street is the lobbying place. But now we see corporate America, like he's trying to handicap them and force, like it's all I think he probably is asking Microsoft for money too. Like it's a extortion and kickbacks. That's what he wants. So, but what's going to happen? Are they going to let her go? Listen, Monaco. What's going to happen to Lisa Monaco in her job at Microsoft? I see the CEO actually talking to her, said, "We don't want you to go." And she's saying, "No, I could go. I don't want to create a situation for the family, or for, for your family, for them." No. Is she going to? No, I think she's going to stay. I think they want her to stay because honestly, I feel like the CEO also he's Indian, right? Both by birth. And he knows that he's heard from the kind of like on the grapevine that Trump wants cash. He's willing to settle the situation for 200 million, something like that. But I don't. Do I feel like she? Even does she have? He could have some sort of leave of absence, but the CEO wants her on the payroll. He does not agree with this. He did not vote for Trump either. And of course, Trump hate. You know how Trump is on an India hate train thing, um, right? So it's gonna happen. It's interesting. Wow, it's interesting. Wow, guys. Sometimes I see things and I don't want to get so excited. So I see. Okay, wow. I see an image of the CEO of Microsoft, and he is a huge company-wide Christmas party, and it's like it could be, sometimes you have theaters like where it's transmitted to the full company, and he's so proud of what we've been throughout these hard times, and we're so happy it's over. And I don't know why he is wearing a Santa Claus hat or something, and he brings her out and says, "Here's some of you have been attacked directly," and among them Lisa Monaco, who had to live in a secret location. We pay for her to live because she was under threat by the government. That's what we had to deal with. And we're so proud that we have overcome this. So, and I think he's still the CEO. She says she's crying. So, but I'm excited about the Christmas hat. I hope that it will be over by Christmas. And it's sad because, I think last year I thought, I still, guys, that's why when I thought the whole Kamala thing, they could have done something. I'm just okay. I'm not gonna keep talking about it, but that's what it gets. Okay, that he is celebrating. Microsoft CEO is celebrating, and she's there. And oh, and something I want to comment a couple of things. I had talked about Larry Ellison and Oracle, and someone left a really interesting comment. She said that she used to work at a cafe or a place or diner, something near restaurant near Oracle, and he would come often for lunch. And she also liked, because I said I liked his personality in the past. I actually really like his personality. He's very direct. Something happens. She said I also really liked him. He was really nice. And some men would just talk over her, like, and he would, the way she described it was like, oh, he said she doesn't want to say something, please. So he defended her. So that was nice. So I wasn't the only one, right, who thought that Larry Ellison had something good before I don't know what. And then more I hear about the whole AI bubble. Oracle is in trouble, kind of like they're really everywhere, but they're not really the ones making a lot of money on this. So it's going to end. I think it's going to end. This whole thing that all the people that are close to Trump now, they're not. It's like everything that Trump touches dies. Like it just creates bad karma for them, and not just bad karma, but they're committing crimes, all of them, in a way or another, right? So that's where we are today. Okay. And it's interesting, I had just had this really weird image. I saw the son of Larry Ellison, meeting him or something. Like he changes once Larry Ellison dies. It's like the case of when you're this child or a narcissist, essentially probably a narcissistic father to a degree, right? And I think he could change once the dad dies. And also, I said before, he has a queer lesbian daughter. I don't think she does not come across to me as a Trump person. So that's the situation, right? That's the situation, and I think things change. Everything in life is about change in a way or another. That's yes, and that's where I get yeah. Well, I guess Steve Jobs is like it looks very ill to me. Like he had cancer. He's like he's not saying anything. He's like yes. He's saying yes. But why does it look still so sick? I was saying because Larry came to visit me when he was sick. And I see I tried to talk to him at night, he says. So interesting. Is it true? Is it true? So let's see. Because they were very close, by the way. Well, that's right. That's right. Okay, he stopped. Okay. That's it. Watching his close friend. That's right. Wow, that's right. Watching him. Okay. Watching him die. Well, so, and I'm not going into it, but so yes, they were very close. And it's like we understood each other, he's saying. And I try to talk to him in dreams. But it's like I see that Steve Jobs is like he make, it's not because he looks very healthy and everything, but he's coming sooner than he thinks, say. And I see it's interesting. Wow, I see that Steve Jobs is showing me here that he's showing that he will be alive to see his company decline. And that will give him a heart attack. Like truly, he's saying that will give him a heart attack. It will break his heart. He will see the consequences of his actions towards that he'll be alive to see it. And it will start to have like a heart problem. Like, I mean, it's not, he's going to start feeling something and he will have a heart attack and pass away that way. That's what I'm getting from Steve Jobs is watching. So that was unexpected. So, no, he's saying it will change. It will change. So, Interesting. He's saying something about what is it? What is skiing? Okay. Oh, because it showed me skiing season. Somebody's skiing season will start. And then I looked up and it's because Tahoe, it's near a lot of those oligarchs like live there or something. Lake Tahoe's ski seasons typically run from late November to mid-April. So things will change. And it's saying Steve Jobs is like, it's gonna change, things are gonna change very quickly. Poor Larry. He'll get it very quickly. So it's like, okay, so it's like but his voice is like this. It doesn't have, it's like, Rosie, I was successful because I made real things. I was, really good at talking, but I had real computers and I made phones and they were all real. What Larry is talking about are things that are not real. It's just bullshit, Rosie. It's a problem in our industry. People have to build real things that people care about. Larry is just full of shit right now. So, okay. Oh, Lorraine, interesting. Lorraine's talking about his wife. By the way, I read a book. His daughter wrote a book about him. It was awful. Like, he was not a good person to her at all. I'm learning now. Where is he? I'm learning in this. I'm learning here, the other side. See? So, interesting. So, and he's kind of telling me that a lot of those men, like him, they had to have this dark side to keep pushing. I'm not defending him, but like sort of like keep pushing against people, and like there was a dark side to all of them, right? They're not like, I was never Gandhi, Rosie. No. So he says. So anyway, a little saying, unexpected this thing. Guest today, Steve Jobs. So, all right, guys. So very nice talking to you. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. All right, it's already tomorrow, 12:03 a.m. Okay.